Hi everyone, happy Friday from Outcast Trading, and hope everyone's had a good week of trading. Hope it's going well for everyone. It's the last Friday of the month today, so we can probably have a look at some monthly closes and get an idea of how the markets are gonna look, because we get a close tonight. So we'll go through things in a moment. First off, got the camera back, as you can probably see, as I'm on the PC for this week. Not sure about next week, but for this week we have camera. Just a few admin things first. Just to mention again, we've got our 70% off membership till the end of August. Check in the link below to have a look at that offer. And also, if you enjoy these videos, if you could just take 2 seconds and click the like, that's a big help to us trying to grow the channel. Great, okay, now that's over with. Tonight we're going to cover Nasdaq, oil, gold, the kind of Bitcoin mining stuff, not covering Bitcoin because that's EO's going to cover that, but this is the 3 assets that we've been covering for the last few weeks, and we're going to have a look at Microsoft as well tonight. If anyone's got any requests, by the way, either Discord or in the comments below, happy to have a look for you. It's always nice to look at something different, so please let me know your requests. Right, okay, so we're going to start with Nasdaq, and as I said, we'll have a look at the monthly. Monthly is not really a tradable time frame, but because we're getting a close, it's worth having a look at, and it gives us a nice clear picture of the macro. So I've marked off a few levels here. There's some interesting things you can see already. One is this monthly level down here. This is a new one, assuming, well, it has closed actually. So we've made a monthly level down here. Again, not so tradable from, but this has now become a relevant level. You've got a wick here, body close, and what's interesting is it's not a bullish engulfing, but that's a pretty big green candle we've got there. We've got an old monthly level up here at 14,900, and we've got a monthly level up here 16,382. So these are 3 kind of, or 2 nice sections of the chart. But what was interesting, just did a fib pull from the all-time high down to recent low, and we get quite a nice area of agreement here at the 0.66 with this monthly level. So that's of note. Cleared the point of control. Now there's multiple big nodes here, so the price can travel through these sections quite quickly. So this point of control can move. It's not you know, if it was out here, that would be a big point of control. It's only kind of just the point of control by a small amount. So just something to note. So as usual, we'll have a look at the stochastics and the RSI. What was interesting here, and I can see this on a number of charts at the moment, is this bullish divergence. Now it is from quite a way out, so you can question it, but it is probably within, let's see how many bars that's within, 28. So yeah, it's within the realms of reality. Stock cross 13,876, but that's for this month. It'll be interesting to see what that updates to at the monthly open, because I think a cross is on the cards. So that is, it's a reasonably bouncy picture. I wouldn't say overly bullish yet, but it is looking bouncy. If we go to the 2 week, we can see we already have crossed up there. So these things can lead into each other. Just looking at the weekly now, as usual, stochastic is well crossed up and into the out of this 25 zone, or it's gone into the 25 zone, so that's always a good sign of strength. And we've got the RSI above the EMA there, which is also good. Moving on to the weekly for the chart itself, not much to say here. I mean, there's not much position you can take unless you took the long off the weekly that we covered before. I think a couple of weeks ago we identified this as being a real significant area. You can see how many candle closes we had below there. Broke through, retested it with this, let's just zoom in, with this wick here, and it's bounced pretty hard all the way through the next weekly, through the daily. I'm really looking towards this 618 level up here next. That's the next area of interest for me. That's from this fib pull from here to down here. So yeah, it looks pretty good overall for Nasdaq. The bounce, I think, can continue. I think let's reassess it when if and when it gets up here. It starts running into some pretty, just updating, some pretty high volume areas just over here. So something to watch out for. The daily as well, of interest. We drew this triangle I think probably about a week ago now, and we covered this target here. I think we can say that's pretty much hit now. So that was a nice one, and also a close above this daily level is here. So again, pretty bullish. I think as I say, if you're not long from the position we talked about down here, you kind of got to look for probably, pull back to this daily level, look for a lower, an EMA lower, maybe a wick down to that 100 there. But I'm really looking up at this fib level, 13, kind of 650-ish. Okay, that is all for Nasdaq. Going to cover oil now. Just looking at the weekly. The weekly is not telling us much here again. I think I said the same last week, but the stochastics are kind of in no man's land. You want to be seeing them down here or up here to be actionable. Nothing on the RSI is below the EMA. If we look at the weekly itself, the weekly chart isn't kind of giving us too much either. I mean, it's not bullish. We're below the point of control. We're below the 21, rejected off both, below that RSI EMA as I mentioned. So not a particularly bullish picture. I did have this fib pull from this trade that I didn't get because it bounced beforehand, expecting it may get a bounce up to the 618, but kind of not looking too likely. So not much there on the weekly for oil. If we have a look at the daily is a bit more interesting. So just zoom out. We have got what looks like a slight bit of bearish divergence there. Stock's not telling us much, but the levels are quite interesting. So the we see the point of control that came in here, going back 2 days, bounced off this. You see how accurate these daily levels are. Bounced off that, closed above, hit the upper daily level off these two here, and then rejected. And yeah, it's not bullish. If you didn't take this as a short, you're kind of into looking for bounces to re-short, I think. Let's just see if there is a fib ball from down here. Yeah, not much. Yeah, for longs, kind of looking down at this region back to the weekly, but I think you're better off looking for some short plays there. Also this diagonal coming in down here we can use now. Once it had these 2 points, it wasn't something you could draw, but now it's bounced off these two. You can make that diagonal. So again, not too much exciting on oil, but not the most bullish picture. Yep. Okay, gold. Gold's a bit more interesting. So normally, I think I've said before, I don't like trading gold, but it does interest me at the moment. I find it terrible to trade on low time frames. So that this swing that we're looking at is quite interesting. Let's have a look at the monthly, just as we got monthly closes. Yeah, nothing there. The cup and handle idea you can see there, actually a bit better on the weekly. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, so we've still got this cup and handle idea that we spoke about. Handles kind of not that impressive, but it's still there. So just to recap then, last few weeks we'd covered this fib pull coming in down here, the weekly level, weekly 200. We took the long, and the bounce is actually quite strong. I mean, it's so far it's only 5%, but that's quite a bit for gold. And I'll just look at the just looking at the weekly. So we're at prices 1765. The stocks are crossed up, just touching the volume, the RSI EMA there. So yeah, this could start to look a bit more interesting if this turns up and crosses through the 20 level. Now, I think I said last week, not expecting a reversal from here. You can't really call that until it starts getting through some more significant levels, probably above this point of control. But what I was looking at on the weekly is some of these stock crosses from down at these levels, and these sort of RSI levels are actually, some of them are pretty big. I mean, let's just have a look. One there, that one's 13%. This stock cross here, 23%. So it wouldn't be unreasonable, I think, to get a decent sized bounce off this level. But again, if you're not long already, that's not too helpful. So let's just have a look. Weekly levels, nothing new there. Look on the daily. Daily's pretty strong on the stochastics. Yeah, let's just have a look at this, where we think we're going to go. So this 1810's, I've still got two positions open. This 1810 is one of them that I'll plan to close if it gets there. Let's just have a look, see if we can think we'll probably pull from down here. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Fib ball's disappeared. Bear with me. Let's change that so it shows on the daily so we can see this a bit more clearly. So this was the pull we've just taken from here to the, let's just get that a little bit more accurate to there. Yeah, and you can see that the 61866 is coming in around this 1810 region, so that's certainly a level of interest. Daily 55 is always something to watch out for, but it's starting to flatten off, so by the time it comes up here that could start to be pretty flat, and they become a little bit less meaningful at that level. So yeah, this level I think is going to be of interest for me. Yeah, okay, I think that's all for gold. So we'll go to the kind of Bitcoin miners and ETFs. So MicroStrategy being almost an ETF, cause and marathon, which we've been covering, and the reason I've been covering these is because they're I do like oversold bounce plays, and these are very, very oversold. So let's just have a look on the, actually let's go to the monthly, because again it's pretty slight, but we've got a bullish divergence present there again that we saw on Nasdaq, and we can see this on quite a few assets at the moment. 224 to cross up, and price closed at 286. So you're going to get a monthly stochastic cross, which is, again, not saying a reversal because it will depend on what the what Nasdaq and Bitcoin do, but that's pretty interesting for at least a bounce. Weekly, that's quite strong, seeing a bottoming out of price and then a stock cross there, so that looks good above the RSI EMA. Above the volume point of control, just running to this little point here, and also the weekly 21, so this could be an area to look for some sort of pullback if you want to get an entry long. I do quite like this fib pull here. I'm kind of looking up at this 618 level before I take any profits. I was long from, I think, down here. Again, I think we said last week, but it doesn't look much. But that's 100% move almost from the low to where we are. And should it make the 618 another 30%, so that is pretty good. Weekly levels, there's nothing to show on there because it's pretty illiquid. Daily, yeah, daily could be telling us that we have a pullback coming. It has been reacting off this 100 EMA, and looks like it's going to have another go at that. The daily 200, interestingly, up at this 618, so a strong week next week could see it up here, but again, with the weekly, the way it's looking, this little node and the 21 could be some pullback there, but overall pretty good. Cause, no point looking on the monthly because there's no price history. Let's just have a look what we got. So just to, actually, having said that, there is a new monthly level, which is down at 1.47 at the bottom of these two candles. Just to note as well, there's earnings coming up for this and quite a few of the others, so you never know whether that's going to be bullish or bearish. It's just a news event to be aware of that you might not want to be in a trade on that day, so that looks like it's coming on Monday. So yeah, nothing on monthly because not enough data. Weekly looks pretty strong. A decent bounce again. Look at the percentages, 81%, and I was long from somewhere down here. The weekly stocks crossing up above the RSI EMA, that's good. Weekly level up here at 3.84, which I think was part of my take profit plan, so that looks good. And daily, yeah, not much to say on the daily. Let's just have a look at the volume. Yeah, so just above here there is quite a big volume hole. You can see over here up to that weekly level, so should it get above here, I think it can pretty quickly move through to that weekly. And percentage wise, what do we got? Yeah, another 50%, so pretty big moves. And let's go to marathon. You'll notice these are all going to be pretty similar. Marathon cause has been moving quite a bit more than the other two. It's a bit more speculative. You can see today 16% alone, while marathon's not done much. So yeah, again, slight monthly bullish divergence, 22 to cross up. That's not happening anytime soon. Well, be careful what I say on these, it can move pretty quickly. So that's the monthly. Weekly is just running into this 21 exponential, and again a bit of volume here, and similar to cause, if it gets above here there's a big volume vacuum up to 22.8. so I think the play here is look for any pullbacks that we might get next week, and I'm pretty bullish on these. Looks pretty good. The dailies, yeah, again it's very similar to cause. It's crossed down, but it's a weak cross down. It might give us pullback to, let's just see if there's anything interesting there. The 21 might be a good area. Yeah, 618 is not telling us much. Let's have a look. I don't use the 382 that much, but on bullish retraces, yeah, you might be able to get in somewhere down here. So yeah, something to look out for. Pullbacks on all of these to get long if you're not already long. But I think I've said before, my strategy on these are more long-term hold plays for me. I will take some profits at key levels, but they're longer term for me, high risk, but worth a look. Moving on to Microsoft, I have I'll just show you on here. This is my stocks total list that I look at, and every now and then I'm just going to pick one that interests me from these, and I'll cover it. Sorry, just go back to there. Yeah, so Microsoft looked one of the more interesting ones. It's going to kind of do what Nasdaq does, but they do have their own setups. That is a big bullish divergence, which will confirm with a close tonight, as long as it closes above this monthly candle here, which I'm pretty sure it's already closed. Yeah, everything's closed, so that's good. That confirms the divergence. That's not going to cross up anytime soon, but that's going to be really laggy on the monthly. But it has regained the 21. There's a new monthly level down here that we can manage off, and this is the next kind of relevant level monthly wise up here. There is a bit of a level in here that if you were long is kind of take profit zone, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some pullback from here, and then it will just be a good one to look at maybe getting a long position. I haven't drawn this as a level because this was a level, but it's broken. But you can see there is some significance still with this close on the monthly. Point of control is a long way down, so that's not much use to us. Let's just move to the weekly. Again, a strong weekly. I don't necessarily like to cover everything that's bullish. There's nothing really kind of anything on my list at the moment that's bearish. Everything's bouncy, you could say neutral, but very very bouncy. So at minimum bounce plays, and then if we want to talk about reversals, then we need to start making some high highs. But this looks good as a start. On the weekly, we don't have any relevant weekly levels on this one. One up here, but that's the same as the monthly. But price has closed above the 21 and 55, and we might start seeing these cross up. Let's just have a look, see if there's a fib pull from here. Yeah, so there is a bit of an area up above, and yeah, there's a node there as well. So this area 287 of interest. Okay, so I think that covers everything. Hopefully from the analysis that I'm giving here, you can kind of you've got the levels that I'm giving. You can use those for setups. We post a lot more setups in the Discord. Discord's getting quite active now. Lot of people posting successful trades and picking up some good setups from us that we post there in the members area. So there's a bit more detailed kind of trade ideas in there, but these are the relevant levels. So that's going to be all from me. So I wish you all a good weekend, and as I say, if there's any requests, I'd be really interested to cover anything for you, so post in the comments or in the Discord, and we'll see you next Friday. Thank you.